A Lansing, Michigan mother is furious after her 11-year-old son was expelled from school for heroically dismantling his classmate's gun in class. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about an 11-year-old boy who was expelled from his Lansing, Michigan middle school after dismantling his classmate's gun in class. Now, this story is really crazy. A lot of y'all sent me this saying, hey, ABL, can you please get your 2 cents on it? Now, there's a lot I want to say. First things first, when I reveal the story to you, how everything unfolded, some are going to say, well, look, the boy could have done something better. He could have went straight to the authorities. He could have done this. He could have done that. Well, he's 11 years old. Let's just think about that for a minute. What's that, like 6th grade, 7th grade? You're talking about a boy. So, of course, you're not going to do things perfectly, but he did the right thing, which was to dismantle the weapon so nobody could use it. The objective was keep everybody safe, keep myself safe, and everybody go home, have a good day. That was the objective, and he accomplished that objective. But the way he went about it was apparently too much, and as a result, he was expelled. Now, before I go any further, let's get straight to the clip here. Of course, I will link to this and the actual article in the description box. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
What am I to do? He's 11 years old, 7th grade, never been in trouble before.
A Lansing mom is pleading for her son to be reinstated in school after she says he was expelled for possession of a weapon.
They kicked him out of school for the whole year. Online schools are honoring their decision, nor did they provide us a different resource or a different avenue to go.
Savitra McClurkin says her son is being punished for disarming and dismantling a gun that another student brought to the Dwight Rich School of the Arts back in May, and for not speaking up about it right away.
He didn't want to implicate himself in it, nor did he want to tell on the person that actually brought the firearm, because he knows firearms aren't supposed to be in school.
Now, before we go any further, I'm not sure if they're going to say it in this video or not, but I read up on this. Again, I'll link to the article in the box so you're able to read it aside from the video. But what they said was he dismantled the gun in class in front of the teachers, students, and everything. He had taken the bullets out, threw them in the trash, and he put the dismantled gun in the heater. So nobody could use it, nobody could reassemble it, and nobody would be hurt. Now, for that action, he was expelled from school. Maybe they thought it was his gun. Maybe they thought he was trying to intimidate people or something of this nature. But as you're hearing right here, the gun was not his. It belonged to somebody else. Somebody else had it, I believe, in the bathroom or something like this. Give it to the boy. The boy, again, his purpose was to dismantle the weapon so nobody would get hurt. Obviously, the way you go about it might not be the best, but again, 11 years old. We ain't talking about an adult here.
He was able to disarm and disassemble the gun because of his hunting background. McClurkin says in the moment, her son was scared and thought he was helping the other students around him.
It's devastating because he's a bright kid, and all he wants to do is be a kid. And as a parent, I feel like I may be more devastated than him.
At Thursday night's board meeting, the Lansing School District declined to comment on the issue, even after McClurkin took the stand during public comment.
They are setting my child up for failure. They're setting him up to be a statistic. And I've been doing everything in my will and my power to keep him from that. After 180 days, they may or may not reinstate him. So then what?
Okay, so that's really unfortunate. I hope that her boy is able to get back in school. And if not in Lansing, I got to go somewhere else because that's crazy. I understand the situation, how they got to do something. They feel like, well, maybe your son was involved, something like this. But what they need to do is clear your son's name, do an investigation, do whatever they got to do to move forward. And if they don't, I would say move somewhere else. Your son has a hunting background. Your son's a good kid. Had not been in any kind of prior trouble because that's something else. If he was a consistent problem child always doing something. It could be little small things. The boys acting up again, coming to a school again for this and this and this. Then the whole gun thing, it'll just kind of be a pattern of negative behavior. But if there's no prior pattern of negative behavior, he's just a regular good kid, 11 years old. What's the issue? Do an investigation, figure out what's going on, and let him back in school. And it's a good thing that he's trying to fight to get back in school. You got so many of these kids who don't want to go. They want to stay home. They don't want to learn. They have no desire. There's no anything. There's nothing in their house. There's nothing in them that even has a desire to learn. So this should be celebrated rather than punished. If I was the boy's mom, I'd go ahead and just move somewhere else. A whole different school district, whole different city. Look, from Michigan, let me go to Atlanta, Nashville, somewhere down south where it's warm and things like this may not even really be an issue. Some of these places are really, really anti-gun, and they got a zero tolerance policy. I remember that back in the day, zero tolerance. Okay, even if you did something right, well, we got zero tolerance, so we're going to expel you anyway. I feel like the zero tolerance policy shouldn't always be the go-to. You should look at a situation, look at the circumstance and say, okay, this was not him trying to be malicious. This was not him trying to be a school shooter. In fact, it was quite the opposite. He was trying to prevent a shooting. He was trying to save the day and be the hero, be the good kid, go to school, get an education. So this is really unfortunate. I feel for the mom and the boy. I don't think he did anything wrong. Of course, we could say he could have done it better. He could have just, told a teacher or something like this about the gun. But then if he does that, he tells the teacher, he still might get in trouble. I think ultimately, as I close, his objective was correct. Let's get this gun dismantled, throw the bullets away so nobody can get hurt, which is exactly what happened. Nobody was injured. Maybe somebody got scared and there might be a little bit, maybe a kid go home crying or something like this to their mom, but a kid did not go home injured. A kid did not go home shot. And most of all the kids were able to go home. There's been so many incidents where kids have not been able to go home. There's a whole big climate of school shootings. Kids are afraid. So this was the right thing to do, although some could criticize it and say it wasn't perfect. And unfortunately, he was punished for doing the right thing in an imperfect way. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion on this whole situation with an 11-year-old boy, again, Lansing, Michigan, expelled from his middle school because he dismantled a weapon that did not belong to him in class? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. He did the right thing, just in a way that some may criticize. That's all. I don't think criticizing the way that he was a hero is enough to get him expelled. I don't think so at all. You could criticize what he did, look into it to make sure that he wasn't behind it, that he wasn't trying to be a villain or anything like that. Like he wasn't trying to be the shooter. Look into it, and then once you realize that he is a hero, that he did the right thing, you got to let him back. And again, if they don't want to do that, if they want to play games, 180 days, listen, move somewhere else and start anew. That'll be my humble opinion, because I'm going to say one more thing as I close. You don't want to get past this hurdle and then down the line, something else happened where your son is not at fault. He's trying to defend people, and then they want to expel him again. We can't have that. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.